Hello and welcome to the video. I am Dave, or Dave C as I'm known on Twitch. Today we're going to be playing some Modern Cube. New set just around the corner, a lot of stuff happening. So a lot of different cards are going to come out and change the formats. Standard is going to change completely. Some of Ixalan's cards might affect Modern. So I thought we'd have a bit of fun and try a cube which is only out for a short time on Magic Online. This cube is a lot less powerful than the other cubes. There's a lot more fair things happening, so we have to keep that in mind a bit. But the first pick here, I think, is kind of obvious to me. There's not a lot of fast mana in this format, so we're going to take the Everflowing Chalice. Besides that, there's a lot of mediocre cards here, a lot of role players. I think if it wasn't for Chalice, I'm taking Polluted Delta or Gonti. Just two powerful cards. I'm going to take the fast mana and stay open. Now, there's a lot of stuff left up to interpretation in this. I think when I stream, this cube is what causes the most division among viewers, because there's so many different picks you can do, and with everything being fair, pretty much everything is just playable. There's so many different strategies. We're going to go with a Bitter Blossom here. I think it's the most powerful card. Besides that, I like Tyrus Tracker, but I'm not sure how good it is. I just really like the magic card. And I like Reflector Mage. This cube is a lot more creature based, and Reflector Mage's tempo means a lot more. But you have to have the correct deck behind them, I think. Again, fetches are all fine, and the standard Mindbender, hopefully the tables if we end up in black, is a card that works out a lot. So let's take Bitter Blossom. Here we can take Ob Nixilis and just stick to our black cards. Ob Nixilis is a solid planeswalker, and when fair things are what you want to be doing, Ob Nixilis is fine. Chandra is also very powerful. Ronis will end games pretty fastly, and Fertile Ground is good acceleration. The rest of these cards, they're all fine, but nothing major. If I'd taken Reflector Mage, I'd be taking the Geist of St. Traft and going in on that deck, hoping the Ranger comes back. But I think at this stage, I'll take the Ob Nixilis and just stick to black. Ooh, Grave Titan's a card I like a lot, and so is Dismember. I think I'm just going to go with Gravy T. Planeswalkers are never bad. Both Vraska and Tamiyo are pretty legitimate picks here. But I think it's hard to justify them over a Grave Titan or Dismember. We also have a piece of acceleration, and Grave Titan certainly gets better if you have a couple pieces of acceleration. Mono Black is still a thing in this cube. We can still get Grey Merchant, and we can still get Grof's Messenger and cards like that. So that's a pretty powerful deck in this cube. If I want to be getting that, I want to be getting cards like Bloodghast as well, and the fetches to help that out. But I also like pairing black in the cube with white, or pretty much every color actually. I think I prefer blue. Every color has a valid combination with black, I think. Lightning Bolt is still in the pack. Lightning Bolt very strong. Red Black probably is my least favorite combination. Turns it just into a grindy deck. But red has a weird combination of grindy cards and aggressive cards. I think I like just taking the Doomblade over the Expertise. Again, with the cube being a bit fairy, you just want some straight up removal spells. Unfortunately, usually if you go mono black and take Doomblade, you're pretty safe in knowing that you'll kill almost any creature your opponents are playing in a cube. But we didn't do single elimination, we did a league, meaning we can still face other black decks essentially. Ooh, so we get Siphoner. We can go Shadow Mage Infiltrator in blue. I think this card's actually fine. There's a lot of good creatures and planeswalkers. I like the Siphoner, I think. I like Siphoner or Heart. I don't know if we're going to be a Heart deck, though. I think I like Siphoner a bit better than the Shadow Mage Infiltrator, because we don't want to guarantee that we're in blue yet. Let's go Siphoner. Now, pretty empty pack. Hippie can be pretty good. There is no Dark Ritual in this one, so there's no way to really aggressively get him out. But besides that, we'd be looking at Zealous Conscripts, I think, as the other card. Can be very good stealing Planeswalkers before the ultimate. Makes me sad that Conscripts and Nahiri are still in the pack. They're some of like the combo cards I like. I think I'll just take Hippie. He's a bit underwhelming. Well, we get Messenger. It looks like we're aiming for mono black here. And late Disfigure over on Burial Rites, I think. As I said, removal is more important than it usually is in cubes here. Yeah. Wow, all the black cards are just coming back. We already have a Messenger and some 2-drops. So I think that there's a decent chance that we end up playing this Mindbender. Solid chance we end up on Mindbender. Icy is probably the only card we end up playing from this pack. I think the format's still a bit too slow for Icy. Vraska's decent. If we end up with like a Coalition Relic or some other acceleration like that, there's a decent chance we can end up with a Vraska in our deck. But good pack 1. We're hoping that we get a Grey Merchant. We'll take Farseek if we took Vraska there. Let's lay Trust on. Yeah, we like if we don't end up with stuff like Grey Merchant and we end up with a couple Jewel Lands, it's pretty easy to splash out of these mono decks. War Gear is not a terrible card either. I don't think our deck is going to end up a War Gear deck, though we do have a Bitter Blossom. Pumping out guys that always put the gear on is pretty good. Soren's pretty medium. It's between Mind Stone and Coalition Relic. And the Relic is going to help us splash if we want to. Like, this Vraska isn't in the deck at the moment. Either is Herald at the moment. I think he's a little weak. So, Coalition Relic helps us splash way more. But Mind Stone helps us go from 2 mana to 4 mana. That doesn't seem to matter yet. We don't have any 4-drops yet, but we can end up with some 4-drops. I think that's the only cards I'm really looking at here. That's a tough one. I think I'm going to go Mind Stone. We're going to try and dedicate to the mono black. I think Mind Stone is better if we're mono black. Ooh, Prime Time. So this puts on a lot of pressure on the board if they don't have a removal. But as I said, people are just going to have a removal more often. I think Nico Bolas is a bit of a stretch here. If we had taken the Coalition Relic, we could consider it. But instead I'm going to take Massacre Worm, which is a pretty good finisher. Duress is also a card I like. But Massacre Worm is an excellent finisher in the format. We have Liliana. She's decent. We have Gilded Lotus. Fixing that also accelerates into big drops. Whenever creature dies. So you can make them discarded. You can return non-legendary creatures. I think she's kind of combo-centric, and we might not even end up with that many creatures in our deck. We might end up with value, Planeswalkers, and some big threats. So I think I'd rather just Slaughter Pact. We're not really a Gilded Lotus deck. So now we can take Lens, Whip, Verdant Catacombs. If we end up with like an Overgrown Tomb, the Catacombs lets us play Vraska pretty easily. Whip at the moment, we have a Grave Titan, a Massacre Worm to get back. Again, not the hugest fan of Whip because we might end up without a lot of creatures. I do like Prismatic Lens, but we already have the Chalice and the Mind Stone to go from 3 to 4. I think that Bloodgift Demon is very replaceable and likely to table. It's between Whip and the Verdant Catacombs. I guess this also helps us splash a lot. This also has implications like Bloodghast and such. I guess it's the Lens. Ooh, Cryptghast is a great reason to be mono black and a great reason to have drafted all these Mind Stone effects. I also like Bloodline Keeper, who can take over a game very fast, but this card's excellent. Nice, so we have the choice between another finisher, though we already have 2 6-drops, so we have to be a bit careful there. Also very good with Cryptghast. Or we have a Nightveil Spectre. I think I want to take the Nightveil Spectre. Una might also table. She's not like the best finisher. There's certainly, if I get a Runescar Demon, I'm probably playing that over to Una. Damnation is big. Having sweepers, I found out after playing this archetype recently, I think is very important. So having a Massacre Worm and a Damnation to recover from situations seems great. Elish Norn also very good in this cube. Mutavault I wouldn't say no to. I like Nissa Voice Zendikar. I think that can also take over a game pretty fast. So there is an Overgrown Tomb. There is a Thragtusk. We're going to take the Tomb for now. Between Tomb, Prismatic Lens, we might just actually play the Vraska Unseen with no green sources. Yeah. Coalition Relic coming back around is pretty crazy. Getting all these mana rocks. Like, we're just going to be able to play 15 lands or whatever and play all these mana rocks. This card also I find to be really good. Green blue, this is one of the best cards in the cube for you. We'll take that and we're almost certainly playing the Vraska. Man, no one went. Someone got a Zealous Conscripts and didn't take a Kiki Jiki. I don't believe it. I want to take them so bad, but that's not correct. We'll just take Nicol Bolas in case we end up playing it. It's either Bolas or this. I guess we have to decide which one we're more likely to play. We're already splashing green a little bit. Well, actually, I could take the Gaze. Yeah, actually, I'm taking the Gaze. I think Gaze is going to end up in our deck more often. Den Protector could also end up in our deck. If we got one or two more pieces of fixing. But there's one more piece of fixing. Ooh. Literally want all three of these cards. I guess I want this card at least. As I said, Whip. We don't have that many creatures to be whipping back. I think we're just going to take the piece of fixing over the Abrupt Decay. Maybe we pick up Maelstrom Pulse in the next pack. Or we already have this Den Protector that we will probably play with this many green sources now. I like green-black. I like the mid-rangey green-black deck. That looks pretty good so far. Do I like Inquisition or do I like Aether Sphere Harvester? I think are the picks here. I could pick Oracle and edge more towards green. I don't know if I want to do that. Inquisition is some early disruption. This is close. I like Harvester because there's enough aggressive decks that Gaining the Life and also something that lives through Damnation seems pretty decent. Inquisition's going to be good against those decks as well. Harvester goes a little bit with the Glint-Sleeve Siphoner. I think I'm going to go with Harvester. Definitely going to go with Karn. We have a bunch of mana rocks. Karn is probably one of the best cards in Modern Cube. Definitely better than the Skinrender though. I'll gladly take Skinrender on the wheel if that's what we get. Now, Fatal Push or Twilight Mare. I guess both of these came back already. So the chance of this not coming back is pretty minuscule. So I'm going to take the Fatal Push. Of note, I think Image and Noble Hierarch are great, but nowhere near our deck. And also, we're really looking for like Grey Merchant, I guess, here. Would be pretty excellent in this deck. I don't know if I'd run Runescar Demon. Do I have enough acceleration? I want like two more playables, I think, with these mana rocks. Mind Shatter and Go for the Throat are both excellent. I'm also a big fan of Kolaghan's Command, but Mind Shatter is great, especially with these mana rocks. And there's Grey Merchant. I could take Wormcoil, who's a genuinely excellent finisher, but I don't want to risk this not tabling. And I would gladly take this Wandering Debt over the Wormcoil, and the Wanderer is probably going to come back at it this pack. Yeah, so I think Grey Merchant is fantastic there. Staff of the Ink. I've not had great experience with Ink Eyes so far. We have not that many cards to combo with it. I don't like any of these cards that much. I think we have enough finishers here that we don't need the Staff either. I guess Ink Eyes might end up better against other mid-range decks. It just ends up stuck in my hand a lot of the time I find in this archetype. I'm going to take Staff. I'm sure there's certain decks that just can't beat Staff. Ooh, I really like this, especially with Grey Merchant now. Being able to recur Grey Merchant is going to be fantastic in some matchups. I think it's way better than Kokosho anyway. And this Woodland Cemetery has a tiny chance of coming back around. Tragic Slip is probably worse than the other 2 1-drop removal spells we have, but we'll dedicate it to our board. It's pretty silly that this is still here. I don't know if I put a sideboard in Ripper against anything, but we'll take it. Skinner Ender. I don't think we're main decking it with our current configuration, but it can definitely come in against aggressive creature decks. We'll take the fixing. For Oscar, I might play that over the Llanowar Wastes, because I don't think... I guess they're all free. We can just play them all. They have extremely good mana. Maybe we won't play the Twilight Mire because it's bad on turn 1. What kind of hands am I keeping then? Again, I think Bloom Tender is probably going to be better in most mid-range decks. So green seems super open, and we just like hoovered up all these green cards. Crystal Shard is also very underestimated. I think that card's really good. And Wandering Death came back. Okay, we have to make some cuts. This figure is probably the first thing going, and then we'll see what else. I guess we only have to make 1 cut if this is what we want to run. But I might want to run the Den Protector. Maybe Aether Sphere Harvester is gone. I think this is the pack with the Overgrown Cemetery for Vraska. Then we can just play Overgrown Tomb and Overgrown Cemetery, or whatever the checkland is called. Woodland Cemetery, excellent. So I'll probably play that over. Probably play these 2. I don't have to play Waste Stand. I can play Twilight Mire. Which is a little awkward, I guess, at times. Maybe I just don't play it. Now I have like 3 sources. These always make mana for me. This sometimes comes to play tapped on turn 1, but I'm probably not keeping 1 landers. So we want to cut 1 card, I said. We have 4 mana rocks though. 15 lands just seems like not enough to me. Do I have enough mana sinks? Not really. I have big drops, like I want to hit my land drops. But if they're dealt with, the only thing that's I'm sinking mana into is like this, but then I need to be playing spells. So I just leave it at this. Play 15 lands with 4 mana rocks. 19 sources of mana in the deck. It seems about right. Like I could cut Wander, but Wander being a cycle land is fantastic. I think I'm just jamming this. Three mana rocks. I have this that can help me get some lands sometimes. I have Wander to cycle. I have this which accelerates me. Nixos draws me some cards. I think I'm fine with 15. Let's save the deck. Let's go to our first game. We can edit it if we want. If I cut a card, I could put in Staff of Nim over the Mindbender possibly. Actually, let's have a quick look at that. Yeah, I think I actually like that because realistically, the Messenger is nice to sack to the Mindbender. But everything else, we're just losing a card. So we might get 2 of our opponent's cards, but we're also losing 1 ourselves. I think Staff is a bit better than the Mindbender. Win condition, odd card advantage. Let's snag us a game again to the first round. Deck looks pretty sweet though. This is like a lot of what I want out of the mono black deck in this format. Okay. Bit clunky. A lot of mana. Wow, Despise is really good there. Turn 1. So again, this is the thing about leagues, and usually I don't mind this for normal drafts, but I do mind it a bit for another land. For cube, where my opponent might easily be mono black here. That's kind of boring. Wander is nice. Mardu. Here, okay. I could play this for 2 here, but I think I'd rather get the messenger down. Also, the faster messenger dies, the more I can get complete value for this card. Turn to break, okay. Bad news bears. But so is that for my opponent. Exactly enough to get 3 cards. They had Griselbrand, Ultimate Price. Well, it seems like putting Griselbrand in the graveyard in this matchup might not work out too well for me. Another land, that's fine. Ooh, Massacre Worm. Just gonna attack first. I've drawn very well here. After that Despise and into the initial land, my draws have been absolutely sick. Bring it back. Damage you again. This way, I could have played Massacre Worm first, killed this, and killed my opponent's Parasmere to make sure to get through for damage. But there's a decent chance opponent just wasn't blocking there, I think. They're on such a high life total, I was pretty much expecting them not to block. But we'll get in for 10 here. Opponent has the Lightning Bolt, that's fine. Because now I can just wander in that. Could have played Bitter Blossom as well to just kind of have infinite blockers here, but now that my opponent had the Lightning Bolt, we can just put them to 7. And unless they draw something good here, they got to stop attacking. Well, that's scary. Go down to 8. What could opponent have here? No, just concedes. Okay. Quick enough one. Didn't really see many black creatures, so I don't think we have to worry about the Doomblade. The Doomblade was a good answer to the Thunderbreak Regent we saw. Liliana might be mediocre, though we didn't see enough of opponents' creatures to know if we would need a Skinrender. Or if Push is just a lot worse than Tragic Slip, that they end up being, I think, about the same. Tragic Slip can technically take down a Griselbrand if opponent gets it, and I don't have many other answers. I guess like 3 here. So let's just run it. This seems fine. I don't know if we need Aethersphere Harvester, but it blocks the creature we just saw from opponent. Okay, this is fine. It's very slow, but I'm not gonna mulligan this on. Ooh, that's nice. I'm not gonna mulligan this. Opponent on the play, I might get to get the majority of their hand again. Love the art for this Mind Shatter. Next turn we go Chalice, turn after we go Liliana, turn after that hopefully we get their whole hand. As we said, there could be a danger to get their entire hand. There's a creature I can kill with Liliana. She'll take 2 for her trouble, so if opponent commits another creature to the board here, it's probably getting, Liliana's probably not surviving. It's pretty great for us. Another great draw, especially with the Grey Merchant. But I'm pretty happy getting Liliana down. Killing off the mirror. Liliana goes to 2. Maybe they have a burn spell to finish her, but we don't really care about that either. Getting a 2 for 1. On a mulligan to 6, where I'm also going to Mind Shatter. We have Shatter for 3. Thundermaw. Solemn. Okay. We get to get their hand again. And in a format where pretty fair things are happening, getting to mind twist essentially your opponent twice seems pretty unfair. Yeah, just had some removal. There's the Mardu mid-range deck. As I said, a lot more fair stuff happening in this one. 6 land means we can play both of these. Ooh, timely lightning bolt by opponent. This is close. Playing Hippie means opponent can never sandbag a spell. Which I kind of like. I kind of like putting them on the you gotta play your spell every turn. Like putting them under that kind of pressure. Also means if they just draw fatties, they hit the bin. Means they can't be holding removal spells from a Grave Titan here. Opponent has some friendly words. Opponent, I don't think having a lot of fun. Having an Infernal Titan means we made the right call. As I said, fatties get stranded in their hand and they can't just draw lands and play them. So I don't actually want to attack with these and give my opponent a card, I think. No, I probably actually do. We got a great merchant coming down soon. An opponent taking the extra 2 damage is probably worth it. Means they can have an out. But I'm not sure what their out would have to be. Even if they are this is coming back, they would be on... So they're on 9 after this exchange. They'd be on 7. Yeah, they'd be dead to that. Oh, of course, it stacks in my favor. I have priority, so it stacks in my favor. No, this would go on stack. Yes, that would work. Damage is done. This hits the graveyard, and this would be on stack first, and then his would go on stack second and resolve. Okay, let's try another one. Opponent was very friendly about the mind shatterings, which is surprising. It's refreshing. Sometimes people can be quite rude on this. Next round, hopefully we're not waiting around too long. This mono black deck doing the business pretty fast that round. Sorry for the wait. We're hopefully I'm gonna get a different software to record my videos on. It's not amazing for pausing. The software I'm using is not amazing for pausing and restarting videos, so I don't want it to be all choppy. I hope you guys don't mind a bit of downtime between rounds. 15 on deck. Coughing up a lot of lands again, but this is fine. We have Siphoner and Hippie to hopefully drag some of them back. We have a pretty awful hand against an aggressive deck, though. So now against an aggressive deck, we have a restart button, which is nice. Blue-black. Now our value, if they're a value creature deck, our value creatures are very good in this matchup. So that's nice. Grixis, natural colors. Yeah, gonna have to kill that, I guess. Gets out of hand, though. We have another creature to get out of hand. And Mind Shatter making an appearance again. If it's a grindy matchup, you definitely want to be Mind Shattering people. We got Mind Shatter, we got a reset button, we got a Hippie they got to deal with and play. It's not bad. Grixis with a lot of ways to deal with a 2/2 flyer though. Including just getting their own. Wonder if they'll just trade off. Hopefully we'll just draw a removal spell, be a bit of a blowout here. And we're making our way up to Karn, possibly. Nice. Question is if they don't, if they just let it hit, do I Damnation? Probably not. Yeah, and I feel we just pass here. Just making our way up to Karn gradually here with a Mind Shatter in between to try and get their hand. Them not making on drops. Well, it's great for us. Actually makes Mind Shatter a bit worse. Means they have 6 spells. It's going to be hard to hit them for 6. We're hitting them for 2 at the moment. If they hit a land here, they go down to 5. We can hit them for 3. We can just throw a Mind Shatter into them. Get 3 random cards. I guess I'd only do that if I also drew a good 6-drop to follow it up with. Otherwise, just wait. Especially opponent's gone top. Which I assume is just land. Yeah, I can just wait a turn here. Hitting our 7 land means on turn 6 we'll just shatter for 4. And then we'll Karn to clean up whatever opponent might play here. Ashiok is a good one though. It's definitely going to punish us a little bit. The opponent's only going to be left with 1 card in hand to our Damnation Karn situation. So even if they hit some decent creatures, we'll be able to Karn, hopefully kill this, and then hit then Damnation a board away. Very a lot. So they got to keep 1 card. What did we get here? We got a Mind Control, a Sleight of Hand, got a Downfall, got a Chandra there. A lot of double costs for opponents, so they're just Grixis super value kind of deck. Let's see what their card left. We got a lot of powerful ones there. Splashiok also stupidly powerful, of course. What did Ashiok actually get? My Staff, and then 2 lands, which isn't bad. Essentially, this is a land. This time they get some more fine cards, not too worried about that. Last card was a Gonti. Okay. Gonti could be troublesome. There's a lot of good cards. There's nearly all my big things besides Karn to still hit. But we're going to go into play. We're going to kill this. And then we're going to start ticking up Karn and look at maybe even starting the game. If they've hit something like a Grave Titan and they get to play it, we can just... They hit something like a Grave Titan, we can just Damnation the board. If not, we can just start pushing Karn and not care. Especially opponents only on 5 mana. They might just not be able to cast everything. That's fine. So we get the plus, see what's in opponent's hand. And we get the Damnation away this board. Nightfell Spectre is not a bad one to catch back up in this situation. So we gotta go for the throat. Opponent can say goodbye to their board. So opponent, we've already got the Hero's Downfall. It's not too many 1-for-1 cards to just deal with this. Something like a Vraska could come down. That would actually be irritating. Vraska would be hard for us to beat. Because to kill this and then to kill Vraska, I'd have to kill my Worm. I would have drawn a Grave Titan. They were some pretty sick draws coming up. Okay. Not bad. So they just seem to be, again, lots of value cards. Maybe we want a Mindbender. There's so many mind controls and stuff like that as well. I think I'd just be cutting this though. No, I think I'm pretty happy with this though. Push might not be well placed. Maybe I just want Mindbender or this instead of Push, I guess. This can be pretty good value against certain decks. Let's do that. Make a massive flying threat. They got to deal with it twice essentially. Getting through these games, mind shattering our way through these games pretty fast. This might be a record modern cube run for me. Let's see how opponent sideboards for this. Still looking at Mindbender, but again, the main problem is what do we sack to the Mindbender? Maybe it's just better than Aether Harvester in our deck, though. Ideally, the only thing we're sacking is like a token, and then he costs 7 mana, or Messenger. The ideal curve is like 2-drop into Messenger and into Mindbender, but Mindbender is just good for 8 mana. These kind of matchups where maybe Massacre Worm isn't. There's a lot to be considered there. Well, this card is kind of game finishing, but only 15 lands in the deck. Only 14 left. I don't think we can rely on drawing a second one in time. Though this hand is fantastic. Let's keep this. Opponent down to 5. Don't think we need a relic, so let's put that to the bottom. Got a land anyway. Relic was going to act like an expensive land essentially here. We already have fixing in the lens if we draw a Vraska. So, because we have nothing to accelerate into, I just want to get this guy down as fast as I can. They seemed like they had probably a decent amount of removal in the deck, so I don't know if it's going to survive. But they don't have black mana yet. I guess we didn't see removal outside of black, so we'll do this. Get to attack with it next turn. Mind Shatter shows up again. I was just going to play Liliana and start ticking her up. But now I want to play Prismatic Lens. Get a Mind Shatter for 3 off next turn. Mind Shatter showing up in all these games and showing why these kind of effects are unfair if you get any kind of acceleration in these formats. Mind Shatter also particularly breaking in black-green, where you can just have a lot of Elf effects. Though you know, it's big downside. Doesn't always stop you losing a game behind, and certainly is pretty bad top deck at times. Serum Visions, 4 cards. If they play any card here, we get 2. Yep, Mind Shatter their hand. Get to draw a card off this. Say yes. Get to attack. Get another energy. Siphoner doing a little bit of work here. We're very far ahead on cards even. I guess if they had like Spell Pierce or something here, we'd still be in decent shape. Let's get this all the way to 3 again. We're getting it every time we're getting to tap out on like turn 4 or 5 for our opponent's whole hand. We are getting very lucky with these Mind Shatters. Sleight of hand, which I'm very surprised the opponent just didn't play. Though I guess if they kept a land on top of their deck, they were casting Nicol Bolas, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a land on top of their deck here actually. That would make sense for not playing Sleight of Hand. No, just a downfall? Okay. Well, I say just a downfall. That was pretty great. The same situation. I want to put this out because now my opponent has to play every card they draw. Now they have Coalition Relics, so that isn't too hard. But they just have to. There's no waiting around. If they draw something big that they for some reason can't cast off 6 mana, a 7-8 mana card, they also can't just keep lands in their hands. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep pushing here and just try to go for the ultimate instead of this. They've used their downfall that we saw already. They've used Nicol Bolas. So the only downside we're going for the ultimate is Lake Claim. We saw Lake Claim in their deck, and they now have 7. So if we just go up to 6, very surprised opponent conceded when they had the out of the Lake Claim. I guess if they drew it this turn, even then it's great this turn, so not sure why they conceded. Maybe they sideboarded out. Okay, but anyway, very quick 4-0 on the back of Mind Chatter so far. Let's go to the last game. I don't think I have no trophies so far. Someone with 15. Man, people are good at Magic. Couple 15s. Kitchen Finkel. At 11. Let's see if we can put our first up. Can't remember when I was page 1 of any of these. Again, sorry for a bit of delay. I'm working on getting a new software so I can edit, pause my videos and stuff a little bit better. I guess you're getting the full streaming experience here. Next video I'll put out will be a little bit cleaner. Yeah, I like this. A bit slow, but lands into Nightveil Spectres, fine. We might even have a better 2-drop here. Mono white might be a thing. Mono white aggro is definitely a good deck in this cube. Mono white control is also a thing. Though I guess that would be a little bit better for me with my style of deck, especially with Karns and stuff. I have a lot of sweepers. I would be fine with mono white aggro, I think, as well. I'm just pretty happy with my deck overall. Okay. That's a decent one. Not really dealing with that at the moment. So we have a mono white aggro deck here. They kept a slow hand, though, as it works out more often in Modern Cube than it does others. O-Ring for my Nightveil Spectre. Can opponent attack and give me a card here? They can, will they, I guess, is a better question. And they have a 1-drop to follow up. Okay, that's a fine attack, I guess. Doomblade's a nice one. Question is, what do I kill? Probably... This is definitely 4 damage. This just gets so out of hand. Though... They have to commit mana to it. I think I'm supposed to kill this. Now I got a card out of it. Hopefully I can just find one of my sweepers. If I just find a Massacre Worm next turn, game is probably pretty close to over. Ooh, that's rough. That is extremely rough and very hard for me to beat. It's happened a couple times while I've been on this archetype. I think Messenger is doing nothing here. And a Baneslayer Angel. Wow, I'm not sure how I'm winning this anymore. I guess Damnation is just how I win this. Draw a card here. Also, this just becomes a 8/8 double strike or whatever, really fast. So we get the Karn. What do we even do with Karn, though? Do we have to, like, kill the sword? Is it the only way for us to win? I take 10, got a 5. They on top. I have to discard this. Yeah, I think this is just over because I don't think I'm actually winning with Karn next turn. Man, this game looks so under control, and then, of course, this card is just a card I'm not gonna be able to beat. So again, Damnation's my friend here. Oh, wow. Okay. It has to be Damnation. Damnation into land Karn. Nah, that card's too late. Though that card seems pretty good in this matchup in general. Ooh. Jeez, got wrecked in that one. Definitely bringing in this, and this. We could bring in this as well. Yeah, having more things to get the sword. I think staff is a bit slow. I think Mind Shatter is going to end up being too slow here. Same with Wandering Debt. And possibly the same with Bitter Blossom. Just taking damage off Bitter Blossom doesn't seem great. Though can lock it, like having a chump blocker every turn seems pretty good. Maybe Vraska, but again, it's an answer to Sword. And they're both answers to stuff like Baneslayer. Coalition Relic being a bit slow. That might be it. No, I like the Relic too. This is a tough one. I'm gonna go with the Relic. I don't know if that's right. I have a lot of mana acceleration anyway with the crypt, with the 3 stones and the crypt gas. But I can see regretting that choice, especially now that I bought another green card. Still got 3 green sources though. Maybe I want to bring in the Twilight Mire. Yeah, if I'm taking out that, I probably want to bring in the Twilight Mire. Rootless Ripper is also fine. Yeah, so this hand's slow, but Liliana seems really good against her deck. And if we draw any early interaction... Again, remember when I was worrying about playing too many lands? Seems like a distant past now. Okay, an X1, please. Okay, well, I'm still just going to do this. This opponent got for 3 here. Is it something that can deal with Liliana? That's fair. That kind of deals with Liliana. So now I need some kind of creature. The opponent's gone slow enough that stuff like Grave Titans is going to absolutely dominate a game if it comes down. Now if opponent plays some kind of X1 thinking that, or something that turns into an X3, Disfigure and this can be friends. So I also think I forgot to plus this last turn. Yeah, I did. Ooh. That's an interesting one. Okay, I'm going to obviously wait on that. I don't need to rush. Well, I don't need to be doing it for 2 currently. But I can wait on this. I just get this back as well. Seems amazing. That's Fabi. That might be enough for me to go for it. Yeah. Let's just do this. Wow. Well, we lose the game. Losing to no shame in losing to the random mana tide though. It's not correct for me to play around it. I don't think it's correct for me to wait either. I could play around the mana tide and take 6 there, I guess. I could like play Mind Stone and just crack it for a card. Jeez. Jeez. Another minus here. Attack me for 4 with all their guys. Yeah, I'm just going to lose this to Johnny and whatever's under here. That Mana Tide. Jeez, such a blowout. Will Dave C ever win his cube trophy? Not like this. Damn you, not like this. Could still have a damnation. I guess I could still draw. They could minus again here. I could damnation. After they play a creature under Windburst Kites. Huh. Why wouldn't the opponent do that for one more? I'm not sure. Oh, of course I need to disfigure. What have I drawn? Damnation. Though then it doesn't matter because they get their guys off of the hangerback. So I didn't actually have an out. With the hangerback being a thing. Would not have got there. If I'd waited a turn and played around the Mana Tide, just as I said, cracked the Windswept, cracked Mind Stone and pass. But at that stage I was probably going to get greedy and do it for 4 and still get caught by the Mana Tide. So unless I had Mana Tide very specifically on my mind, I was going to get caught by it. That was our games though, guys. Thank you so much for coming to watch. Check out my other content on trolltrader.com. I have a couple articles up. Always appreciate the feedback for these kind of videos and these kind of things. You can give me that feedback at Dave C. That's Dave SEA 89 on Twitter. You can check me out on Twitch. Dave C is my handle on there as well. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed it and have a nice day.